All right, you guys, let's create a frequency table. Right behind me, I have a set of data points that I want to create a frequency table. A frequency table is a table with two columns. The first column lists all the categories of the data, and the second column tells you the frequency at which each of those categories occur in the data set. In this data set that I'm going to present to you, I also want to talk about relative frequency and cumulative frequency. So let's get to it. Use 4-point bins to make a frequency table for the data set below. Include columns for relative frequency and cumulative frequency. Okay, so our frequency table in general has two columns, but we want to add two more columns to include the relative frequency and the cumulative frequency. This data set has 20 data points. If you look at the data points themselves, 86, 90, 84, 93, 81, 81, 91, and so on. We could say that this data set represents scores on a test. What we want to do is create a frequency table using 4-point bins, okay? And I want those bins, when we say 4-point bins, in this case, we're going to say one bin would be the scores from 96 to 99, because that would include 96, 97, 98, and 99. So there's a range of 4 values in that bin. Okay, so the next bin would be 92, 93, 94, 95. Okay, sometimes it might help to count down. So if I count down using 4-point bins, my highest data point is 99. So I would go 99, 98, 97, 96. That's going to be the range of my first bin. Then the second bin would be 95, 94, 93, 92, and so on. I've given 2 bins, so I said use 4-point bins, but 2 bins are given. So we know one bin is 96 to 99, another one's 92 to 95. So as we create our frequency table, we need to be able to come up with these range of values to create our bins. So let's go ahead and do that. So I have my frequency table set up. The first column is going to represent the scores. Now remember, we're going to have those binned in 4-point bins. The second column is going to represent the frequency, how many times each value in those bins occur in the data set. The third column is going to be the relative frequency. We're going to represent the relative frequency as a percentage of the data. You can represent relative frequency with decimal values, but we're going to look at it as percentage, a little easier to interpret. And then the last one is going to be, the last column is going to be the cumulative frequency. What we need to do is take the frequency of the bin that we're at and add each bin before. Okay, so it should count, the cumulative frequency should count up all the way to the number of data points in the data set. Okay, so let's go ahead and write our bins. Now remember, the first bin is from 96 to 99. So let's go ahead and create the bins now. All right, so I have our bins written down. The first bin, of course, is 96 to 99. The second bin, 92 to 95. The third, 88 to 91. The fourth, 84 to 87. Remember, you can count down to create your bins if you have to create them yourself. So the first bin will go, if I'm creating 4-point bins, the first bin will go 99, 98, 97, 96. That's 4-point. That's a range of 4 values. And then I will go 95, 94, 93, 92. Then I will go 91, 90, 89, 88, and so on. And that's how you can create your bins. I have mine color coded because what I'm going to do is circle each of these data points in each bin based off the color that I have those bins written. So all the values, 96, 97, 98, and 99, I'm going to circle in red and count how many times they occur, and that's going to be my frequency. So let's do that. Be very careful as you scan the data set. So I'm looking 96 to 99. Well, let's see. I'm going on the first row first. 86, 90, 84, 93, 81, 81, 91, 83, 81, 97. Let's circle that red. There's another 97 in row 2. Let's see if I keep going. 95, 83, 85. Oh, there's another 97. The very next number is a 96. And then I continue on. 78. Oh, there's another 96, 94, 95. So I've scanned through my data set. I've circled 5 numbers in the range from 96 to 99. So my frequency of that bin will be 5. Let's finish the frequency for each of these bins, and then we'll do the other 2 columns. So let's go ahead and choose orange. Let's go through the data set again and choose values 92, 93, 94, 95 for that second bin. Okay, so if I go through, well, there's a 93. Let's see here. There's a 95. There's a 94 and a 95 there. Okay, so the faster you go, the more likely that you will make a mistake. So, you know, scan the data set very carefully and make sure you don't make a mistake. Sometimes it's best to scan twice. So how many times did those values occur? I have 4 circled, so we're going to put 4. All right, now let's go to a little baby blue, 88 to 91. So let's go through. We got 90, 91. Let's see here. It looks like that is it. Again, I'm going to pull my screen back a little bit just so I can carefully look. 88 to 91. I don't see any other values that haven't been circled yet that fit that range of data points. And so the frequency for this would be 2. All right, now let's go to the next. Let's select this purple, 84 to 87. Well, let's see, 86 fits in that data point, that range. 84, let's see here, 85, and that appears to be all. Okay, so how many times did we circle values from 84 to 87? Well, I have 3 purple circles, so I'll put a 3 there. All right, next I got this brownish color from 80 to 83. We're going to go through, we're going to say, okay, well, we got 81 there, another 81, 83, 81, and 83. All right, that was quite a few. So if I go back and I count, I circled 5 values in that range. So that frequency would be 5. And then lastly, we're going to go to the last bin, which is values from 76 to 79. If you look, there's only 1 value left, and it does go in that bin. So we'll just put a 1 for that frequency right there. Now, remember at the beginning, we said we had 20 data points in this data set. So what we should get when we add up each of these values, each of these frequencies, we should get 20. So let's see if we get that. All right, I've got my TI 84 here. So 5 plus 4 plus 2 plus 3 plus 5 plus 1. Oh, hopefully that equals 20. Yes. We did it, right? We did it. So that equals 20. All right, so now let's talk about relative frequency. So what that is, it's the percentage at which the category occurs in the entire data set. So what I mean by that is, remember we have 20 data points in this data set. The first bin takes up 5 of those 20 data points. All right, we want to represent these relative frequencies as percentages, but you can also represent them as fractions and decimals, as we kind of talked about before. But let's stick to a percentage just for this example. So 5 out of 20 is what percent? So we take 5, we divide by 20, we hit enter. All right, that's the decimal, 0.25. Remember, to change that to a percentage, you just multiply by 100%. Or you simply move your decimal 2 units to the right. All right, so the first bin, values from 96 to 99, take up 25% of the data set. All right, now to the second bin. The second bin, we have 4 out of 20, so we'll go to our calculator. 4 out of 20, 4 divided by 20 is 0.2. Change that to a percentage, multiply by 100. And that's 20%. So this one's 20%. All right, and if we continue on, 2 out of 20 would be 10%. 3 out of 20 would be 15%. 5 out of 20, we did that before. That's 25%. And then that last bin is only 1 out of 20. and that is 5%. Okay, and so remember earlier with the frequency, we wanted all of our frequencies to add up to give the total number of data points in this data set, which it did. We had 20. For relative frequency, if we add up these relative frequencies as percentages, we need the sum to be 100%. So if we add up each of these, we have 25 plus 20 plus 10 plus 15 plus 25 plus 5. Woo! 100%. We're good. We're good. All right. Now the last column is cumulative frequency. And remember earlier, I mentioned cumulative. If you have a cumulative test or a cumulative final or something that's cumulative, that's thought of as that moment as well as everything before. So if I go to my bins, the first bin that we talked about was the bin from 96 to 99. Of course, that frequency was 5. There's nothing before that. Now, when we go to that second bin, the cumulative frequency will now be the frequency of the bin from 92 to 95 added to the bin before, which was the bin from 96 to 99. So the bin from 92 to 95 has 4. We're going to add that to 5, and the cumulative frequency there is 9. And that's the idea. So now from 88 to 91, that frequency is 2. So we add that to the previous 9, and we get 11. Now from 84 to 87, we take the frequency of that bin, which was 3, add that to the 11 before, and we get 14. Take the bin from 80 to 83, which had 5 data points, add that to the 14 before, and you get 19. And then lastly, you take the 76 to 79, which was 1, add that to the 19 before, and you will get 20, which again is the total. So let's go ahead and write 100% here and 20 here. Okay, so I hope this helped. If you have any questions or comments, please comment them in the comment section. If you have other requests, be sure to let me know, and I'll see you in the next one.